I stood in front of my bedroom mirror for the 5th time that evening. The dress was navy blue, size 16, fitted but not tight, elegant, or at least I thought so. My phone buzzed. Tessa, you look amazing. Stop overthinking. I hadn't even sent her a photo. She just knew. His mother hates me. His mother hates everyone. Go. Be fabulous. Text me after. I grabbed my clutch, checked my makeup one last time, drove to River Oaks. The Reed mansion sat behind iron gates. 3 stories, columns, manicured lawn that probably cost more to maintain than my rent. I'd been here twice before. Both times, Diana Reed had made me feel small. Tonight was the engagement dinner. 12 guests, family and close friends. I was about to become family. That thought should have made me happy. Instead, my stomach twisted. Jasper met me at the door. 40 years old. Handsome in that polished way. Dark suit. Perfect smile. You look beautiful, he said. Kissed my cheek, not my lips. My cheek, thanks. I'm nervous. Don't be. It's just family. Just family, right? Diana appeared in the foyer. 62 thin, perfectly dressed, former model. Never let anyone forget it. Calla, how lovely. She air-kissed near my face. That dress is so, bold. You're confident, I'll give you that. First shot fired. 2 minutes in. Thank you, Diana. You look wonderful. Oh, this old thing. She smoothed her designer dress that probably cost $3,000. Shall we? Everyone's waiting. The dining room was intimidating. Crystal chandelier. Long table. 12 place settings. I recognized some faces. Jasper's sister Vanessa and her husband Mark. A few of Jasper's friends from the gallery. Diana's bridge club friends. All eyes on me as I entered. Vanessa stood, hugged me. Calla, you look gorgeous. Love that color on you. Thanks, Vanessa. She was the only Reed who'd ever been kind to me. 35, married, 2 kids, lived in Austin, visited Houston once a month. We sat. I was positioned between Jasper and one of Diana's friends, an older woman named Patricia who immediately started asking questions. So, Calla, Jasper tells us you're a photographer. Yes, freelance, mostly weddings and corporate events. How interesting. Do you have a studio? Not yet. I work from home and on location. Oh, her tone said everything. Well, I'm sure that's flexible. Flexible, code for unstable. Dinner was served. First course. Salad. I ate slowly, carefully. Diana watched me. I felt it. Calla dear, have you two discussed the wedding dress? Diana's voice carried across the table. Conversations stopped. I know an excellent designer who specializes in flattering cuts, for all body types. Silence, heavy, awkward. My face burned. Jasper said nothing. Vanessa jumped in. Mom, Calla hasn't even started looking yet. They just got engaged. I'm just trying to be helpful. Diana smiled. Sweet, poisonous wedding planning can be so stressful. Especially when you want to look your best. I appreciate the thought, I said quietly. Jasper squeezed my hand under the table, reassuring. Or warning. Second course, salmon, asparagus, rice pilaf. I took small bites, barely tasted anything. Diana's friend Patricia leaned over. You must be excited. Marrying into the Reed family. They're Houston royalty, you know. I'm marrying Jasper. Not the family name, of course, but still. The gallery, the connections. It's quite a step up. Step up. From what? From me. Jasper and I love each other. That's what matters. Naturally. She smiled, didn't believe a word. Dessert came. Chocolate tart. Beautiful. I wanted it, but Diana was watching. I pushed it around my plate, ate 2 bites, left the rest. Not hungry, Diana asked, just saving room. Big meal. Discipline is so important, isn't it? Especially as we age, the metabolism slows, weight creeps on. Before you know it, double quotes, she trailed off. Looked at me meaningfully. I set down my fork. Excuse me. I need to use the restroom. I locked myself in the guest bathroom. stared at my reflection. My dress was fine. My makeup was fine. I looked fine. So why did I feel like I was being inspected, judged, found wanting? I texted Tessa. This is awful. His mother is destroying me. Breathe. 2 hours. You can survive 2 hours. I don't know if I can. Yes, you can. You're strong. Show them who you are. I washed my hands, fixed my lipstick, went back. After dinner, people moved to the living room. Coffee, drinks, conversation. I stayed near Jasper, tried to look engaged, happy. Diana held court, told stories about Jasper's childhood, his achievements, his future. The gallery is thriving, she said to the room. Jasper has such an eye for talent, for beauty, for quality. He's very selective, always has been. Was that about the art, or about me? Vanessa caught my eye, mouthed, "You okay?" I nodded, lied. At 9 p.m., I'd had enough. I touched Jasper's arm. "Can we talk? Privately. Now, please." "Okay." Library. We excused ourselves. Walked down the hall. Into the wood-paneled library that smelled like old money and judgment. I closed the door. Turned to him. "Your mother was cruel tonight. She's just old-fashioned. You know how she is. She made comments about my body, Jasper, about my weight, about flattering cuts and discipline and metabolism. In front of everyone, she's concerned about appearances. For the wedding. For the gallery. For the gallery. What does my body have to do with your gallery?" He sighed, ran his hand through his hair. "Kella, you have to understand. My family has a certain image. Standards, expectations, and I don't meet them." "I didn't say that." "Then what are you saying?" He looked at me, really looked, and something in his expression changed. Cold, calculating, distant. "You've gained weight since we started dating, haven't you?" The air left my lungs. "What? I'm just being honest. You used to be smaller. Now you single quotes. Not, I'm the same size I've always been. A 16. I told you that when we met, maybe, but it's more noticeable now, especially next to my mother's friends, next to Vanessa. They're all so, double quotes thin, fit, healthy, put together, and I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying look, the gallery has an image. I have an image. And you, double quotes I what? Jasper." He stepped back, crossed his arms, looked away. "I don't think this is going to work." My heart stopped. "What us?" "The engagement, the wedding. I don't think we should go through with it. Because of my weight, because you don't fit, with my life, with my family, with what I need, what you need. Jasper, we've been together 2 years. You proposed 3 months ago. You said you loved me. I thought I did. But love isn't enough. Compatibility matters. Image matters. And honestly, Kala. He looked at me, eyes cold, voice colder. You're too fat to be loved. I can't marry someone who doesn't even respect herself enough to lose weight. My family deserves better. I deserve better. The words hit like a physical blow. Too fat to be loved. I stared at him. This man I'd trusted, planned a future with, believed, loved me. You're serious. I'm being honest. It's better we end this now than divorce later. You're breaking up with me. At our engagement dinner. Because I'm not thin enough for your mother. I'm ending this because it's not right. For either of us. My hands shook. I grabbed my clutch. You're a coward. I'm being realistic. You're cruel and weak, and I'm done. I opened the library door, walked out. Diana was standing in the hallway, right outside. She'd heard everything. She smiled, small, satisfied, victorious. I walked past her. Down the hall, to the foyer. Vanessa appeared. Kala, wait, I'm leaving. What happened? Jasper, what the hell did you do? His voice behind me. Vanessa, stay out of this. You're a monster, Vanessa said. Both of you, you and Mom. I didn't wait to hear more. I walked out, got in my car, drove, made it 3 blocks before I had to pull over. Then I cried, sobbed, ugly, gasping tears. Too fat to be loved. The words echoed, over and over. At 11 p.m., I called Tessa. How was it? He ended it. What? The engagement? He said I'm too fat to be loved. That his family deserves better. That he deserves better. Silence then. I'm coming over right now. Don't move. She hung up. I sat in my car, in front of a random house in River Oaks, crying. 38 years old, engaged this morning, single tonight. Too fat to be loved. Maybe he was right. Maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I never was. Tessa arrived at my apartment 20 minutes later. I'd made it home somehow. Drove on autopilot. Unlocked my door. Collapsed on the couch. Still, in my navy dress. Makeup smeared. Phone buzzing with messages I couldn't read. She let herself in with her spare key. Took one look at me. Sat down. Tell me everything. So I did. The dinner, Diana's comments, the library, Jasper's words, "You're too fat to be loved." Saying it out loud made it worse. More real, more true. He's a coward, Tessa said flatly. And his mother's a monster. Maybe he's right. Don't do that. Do what? Believe him. He's wrong, Calla. Completely, totally wrong. Then why did he say it? Because he's weak. Because his mommy told him to. Because he cares more about image than substance. But that's his failure, not yours. I pulled my knees to my chest. I thought he loved me. He loved the idea of you. The photographer girlfriend who was different and interesting. But when his family pushed back, he folded. That's not love. That's convenience. I feel so stupid. You're not stupid. You're heartbroken. There's a difference. We sat in silence. My apartment suddenly felt too small, too quiet, too empty. What do I do now? You survive. Then you thrive. I don't think I can. Yes, you can. You're a brilliant photographer, Calla. You're talented. You're kind. You're strong. Your worth isn't tied to his opinion or your dress size. But what if he's right? What if I'm not good enough? Tessa grabbed my shoulders, looked me in the eyes. Listen to me. Jasper Reed is a small man with a smaller soul. He just lost the best thing that ever happened to him. And you're going to prove it. The next 3 days were a blur. I called in sick to my scheduled photo shoots. Canceled 2 weddings. Refunded deposits. I knew it was unprofessional. I didn't care. I stayed in my apartment. Didn't shower. Barely ate. Ignored my phone. Messages piled up. Voicemails. Texts. Vanessa, Calla, I'm so sorry. Please call me. Jasper's an idiot. My dad in Oregon heard about the engagement. You okay, kiddo? Random number. This is Patricia from the Reed dinner. Just wanted to say I thought you handled yourself with grace. Grace. I didn't feel graceful. I felt destroyed. On day 4, Tessa showed up again. Let herself in. Opened my curtains. Get up. No. Yes. Shower. Now. We're going out. Tessa. I can't. You can. And you will. 5 minutes. Move. I moved. Because arguing with Tessa was impossible. 20 minutes later, I was showered. Dressed barely human but functional. She drove us to a coffee shop in Montrose. Forced me to order. Sat me down. Okay. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to cry into my latte. No. You're going to listen. Then you're going to make a choice. What choice? Whether you let Jasper redefine you, or whether you define yourself. I sipped my coffee. Said nothing. You've been freelancing for 12 years, Tessa continued. Taking whatever gigs come your way. Weddings, corporate headshots, small stuff. Why? Because that's what's available. No, because you've been playing small. You're talented enough for commercial work, high-end clients, real money. But you've been settling. I like weddings. Bullshit. You tolerate weddings. You're good at them. But they don't challenge you. They don't excite you. You do them because they're safe. She wasn't wrong. What's your point? My point is, you've been waiting. For what? I don't know. Permission. Validation. The right moment. Well, guess what? The right moment is now. Now. I just got dumped. I'm a mess. You're heartbroken, not broken. There's a difference. And heartbreak can be fuel. If you let it. Fuel for what? Your own studio. Real clients. Commercial photography. Corporate campaigns. Magazine shoots. Work that pays real money and builds real reputation. Tessa, I can't afford that. A studio costs. You have savings. Not a lot, but enough to start. And I'll help with branding, logo, website, social media for free, because you're my best friend and I believe in you. I stared at her. You're serious. Dead serious. Jasper said you're not good enough. Prove him wrong. His mother said you don't fit their image. Build your own image. One they can't touch. Can't diminish. Can't take from you. I don't know if I'm strong enough. You are. You're just scared, and that's okay. But scared people can still act. Scared people can still build. You just have to choose to try. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, stared at the ceiling, thought about everything. Jasper's words, Diana's smile, the feeling of being not enough. Then I thought about my camera, my work, the photos I'd taken that I was proud of, the corporate shoot last year that the client loved, the wedding where the bride cried seeing her photos, the headshots that helped someone land their dream job. I was good at this. I knew I was, but I'd been hiding, playing small, taking safe gigs. Why? Because I was scared. Scared of rejection. Scared of failure. Scared of being seen and judged and found wanting. Well, I'd already been judged. Already been rejected. Already been found wanting, and I was still here. Still breathing. Still capable. Still talented. Maybe Tessa was right. Maybe heartbreak could be fuel. Maybe the only way out was through. On day 5, Jasper texted Kala. I think we both overreacted. Can we talk? I stared at the message, felt nothing, no anger, no hope, just emptiness. Tessa looked over my shoulder. Are you going to respond? No, good. I blocked his number. Then I opened my laptop, started researching. Studio spaces, rental rates, equipment costs. I had $42,000 in savings. Enough for 6 months of rent. Basic equipment upgrades. A website. Marketing. If I was careful. If I was smart. If I worked harder than I'd ever worked. It could work. Day 6. Flowers arrived. Expensive. Huge arrangement. White lilies. Card attached. Best wishes for your future. Diana, I read it 3 times. Each time, the knife twisted deeper. Best wishes. Like I'd quit. Like I'd failed. Like she'd won. Tessa was there when they arrived. Grabbed the vase. Threw the whole thing in the dumpster outside. Don't let her in your head. Too late. Then use it. She thinks you're done. Show her you're just starting. 1 week after the engagement dinner, I signed a lease. Small studio space in Montrose. 800 square feet. Industrial. Raw brick. Big windows. $1,200 a month. More than I wanted to spend. But it was mine. The landlord handed me the keys. What kind of business? Photography studio. Commercial work. Good luck. I stood in the empty space. Concrete floors. White walls. Nothing. My phone rang. Tessa, did you sign? I signed. She screamed. Actual scream of joy. I'm coming over. Bring champagne. It's 10 a.m. and we're celebrating. We sat on the floor of my empty studio. Cheap champagne in plastic cups. 2 Sawyer Studios, Tessa said. It doesn't have a name yet. Yes, it does. Sawyer Studios. Your name, your work, your future. I clinked my cup against hers. 2 Sawyer Studios, and to Jasper Reed choking on his regret. I'm not doing this for him. I know, but he will regret it. I promise you that. The next 2 weeks were chaos. I moved equipment. Set up lighting. Built a basic website. Chose a logo. Tessa designed everything. Clean, professional, modern. Sawyer Studios. Commercial photography. Houston, Texas. Simple, strong. Mine. I updated my Instagram. Changed from personal to professional. Posted my best work. Before, 800 followers. Mostly friends and family. After, focus on corporate, commercial, editorial style shots. I reached out to past clients. announced the studio. Offered discounted rates for early bookings. 3 responded. Small jobs. But jobs. It was a start. 3 weeks after the breakup, Vanessa called. Kala, I need to talk to you. I'm busy. 5 minutes, please. I sighed. Okay, 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. For everything. For not defending you more at that dinner. For my family. For Jasper. It's not your fault. It is. I saw what my mother was doing. The comments. The judgment. And I didn't shut it down. I should have. I'm ashamed. Vanessa, you tried. You defended me. More than Jasper did. He's an idiot. And he knows it now. My stomach tightened. What do you mean? He's been miserable. Asking about you. Saw your new studio online. He's regretful. Too bad. He wants to reach out. To apologize. Tell him not to bother. I will. But Kala, he's going to try anyway. I know my brother. When he realizes he made a mistake, he doesn't let go easily. Then I'll make sure he understands. I'm not interested. Good. You deserve better. So much better. And I'm sorry I didn't say that sooner. After she hung up, I sat at my desk, stared at my computer. Jasper was regretful. 3 weeks ago, that would have mattered. 3 weeks ago, I would have hoped, waited, wanted him to come back. Now I didn't care. I had work to do. 4 weeks post-breakup, I landed my first real client, a tech startup in Houston. Needed headshots for their website. 20 employees. $2,000. Not huge, but legitimate. Professional. Mine. I showed up prepared. Shot for 3 hours. Delivered photos in 2 days. The CEO emailed. These are incredible. Exactly what we needed. Can we book you for our product launch next month? Product launch. $4,000. I said yes. Tessa stopped by the studio that evening. Pizza. Wine. Celebration. You're doing it. I'm surviving. No, you're building. There's a difference. I looked around my studio. Still bare. Still basic. But mine. I wasn't going to let Jasper Reed define me. So I built something he could never take away. Damn right. We ate pizza on the floor. Talked about the future. About clients. About growth. For the first time in a month, I felt something other than pain. Hope. Small. Fragile. But there. I pulled out my camera. Set it on the tripod. Timer mode. What are you doing? Documenting this moment. This space. The beginning. I set the timer. Ran back. Sat next to Tessa. The camera clicked. Captured us. 2 women. 1 studio. 1 future. I looked at the photo later. We were smiling. Not fake smiles. Real ones. That photo went on my Instagram. Caption. New beginnings. Sawyer Studios is officially open. Within an hour, 50 likes, 10 comments, 3 inquiries about availability. It was working. Slowly, carefully, painfully, but it was working. And I wasn't too fat to be loved. I was too strong to be stopped. 3 months after opening Sawyer Studios, I was working 14-hour days, but they were my hours, my choice, my work. The studio had transformed, no longer empty. Equipment organized. Backdrop wall installed. Small office corner with desk and computer. Professional, real. Mine. I'd shot 12 clients, small companies mostly, startups, local businesses, headshots, product photography, event coverage, revenue, $32,000 in 3 months. Not enough to quit worrying, but enough to keep going. Tessa had built my online presence. Instagram now had 3,000 followers. Mostly Houston professionals, business owners, marketing people. Real audience, not friends clicking like. Actual potential clients. One morning in April, I got a DM. Your composition is excellent. Why are you still doing small gigs? Profile. Marcus Chen 45, commercial photographer. 20,000 followers. Client list included major Houston corporations. I'd heard of him. Everyone in Houston photography had. I responded. Building a reputation takes time. Or connections. Coffee. I might have some clients who need photographers. I stared at the message. Legitimate offer, or scam. I checked his profile, real, established, respected. When tomorrow, 10 a.m., blacksmith on Montrose. I'll be there. Marcus was early, sat in the corner, laptop open, coffee already ordered. Looked exactly like his photos. Graying hair, glasses. Casual but put together. Kella, that's me. Marcus, sit. I ordered you a latte. Hope that's okay. Perfect, thanks. He closed his laptop, looked at me directly. I've been following your work for a month. You're good, really good. Better than you're being paid for. Thank you. Why weddings? Why small corporate gigs? You should be shooting campaigns, magazine spreads, big stuff. I'm building a reputation. I know, but you're building slowly. Safe. Why? I hesitated. How honest should I be? I'm rebuilding, actually. Had a setback a few months ago. Started over, personal or professional. Personal, but it bled into professional. He nodded. Didn't push. I get it. I was there once. Divorce. Lost half my client list. Had to start from scratch at 40. That was 5 years ago. And now I'm booked 6 months out. But I still remember what it felt like. The fear, the doubt, the grind. So why help me? Because good photographers should work together, not compete. And because I have more work than I can handle, I need people to refer clients to. Reliable people. Talented people. You qualify. He pulled out his phone, showed me his calendar. Completely filled. I get at least 5 inquiries a week I have to turn down. Small jobs. Mid-sized budgets. $15,000 to $20,000 contracts. Not worth my time anymore. But perfect for someone building. And you'd refer them to me, if you're interested. But Kella. He leaned forward. Don't undervalue yourself. These clients can pay. Charge what you're worth, not what you think they'll accept. What am I worth? Based on your portfolio. Minimum $5,000 for a full day shoot, $10,000 for campaign work, $15,000 for editorial. Don't go lower. Ever. I'd been charging $2,000 for full days. That's a big jump. That's market rate. You've been undercharging. Stop. 1 week later, Marcus sent me my first referral. Tech company. Series B funding. Needed product photography for launch campaign. Budget $15,000. I almost quoted them $8,000. Then remembered Marcus's words. Charge what you're worth. I sent the quote. $15,000. 3-day shoot. Full licensing rights. They accepted within an hour. I called Tessa. I just booked a $15,000 job. She screamed. What? That's insane. That's amazing. Marcus was right. I've been undercharging. You've been undervaluing yourself. There's a difference. The shoot took 4 days, not 3. I didn't charge extra. Wanted to prove myself. Delivered 200 edited photos. High quality, professional. Better than anything I'd done freelancing. The client emailed. These exceeded expectations. Can we book you for quarterly shoots? For per year. Same budget each time. $60,000. Annual contract. Guaranteed income. I said yes immediately. 5 months after the breakup, my Instagram hit 5,000 followers. Tessa posted stories, behind-the-scenes content, studio updates, client testimonials. People started recognizing Sawyer Studios, not just as me, as a brand. I hired an assistant, part-time, 20 hours a week, college student studying photography. Her name was Lily, 22, eager, talented. I've been following you for months, she said at her interview. Your work is incredible. I want to learn from you. It's mostly admin, scheduling, equipment management. Boring stuff, I don't care. I want to be around professional photographers. Learn the business side. I hired her. Best decision I made that month. 6 months post-breakup. Revenue hit $100,000. Not profit, revenue, but still. I'd made $45,000 freelancing last year. This year, I'd already doubled it. The studio was profitable, barely, but growing. I treated myself. New camera body? $3,000. Worth it. Tessa insisted we celebrate dinner. Nice restaurant. Montrose, you did it. I'm not done yet, but you did it. You built something real, from nothing, in 6 months, from heartbreak, from strength. Heartbreak was just the catalyst. We ordered wine, expensive wine. I could afford it now. Has he tried to contact you? Tessa asked. Who? Don't play dumb, Jasper. No, not since I blocked him. Vanessa said he would. Vanessa talks too much. Vanessa cares about you. I sipped my wine. He's probably moved on. Found someone thinner, more appropriate for his gallery image. Or he's realizing what an idiot he is. Either way, doesn't matter. I'm done with him. Good, you're too good for him anyway. 7 months after the engagement dinner, Jasper showed up at my studio. I was editing photos. Midday, Tuesday. Lily was at class. The door opened. Bell chimed. I looked up. Froze. Jasper stood in my doorway. Dark jeans, white shirt, expensive watch, same polished look. Hi, Calla. My hand stopped moving. What are you doing here? I needed to see you. To talk. We have nothing to talk about. Please, just 5 minutes. No, leave. He stepped inside, closed the door. I made a mistake, a terrible mistake. I know that now. I stood, put my body between him and my desk. You need to leave. Now. I was under pressure. From my mother. From expectations. I wasn't thinking clearly. I'm sorry. You called me too fat to be loved. In front of your family. That's not pressure. That's cruelty. I know. I was wrong. But Calla, look at you now. Look at this place. You're thriving. You're successful. You look ... great. I looked the same. Jasper. Same body, same face, same person. What changed is that I stopped needing your approval. I want to make it right. Can we try again? Start over. No, just like that. No, just like that. He ran his hand through his hair, frustrated. You're really going to throw away 2 years because of one bad night? One bad night. I stepped closer, angry now. You destroyed me. You made me question my worth. You said I wasn't good enough to be loved. Do you know what that did to me? I said I'm sorry. What more do you want? Nothing. I don't want anything from you anymore. That's the point. I rebuilt my life without you, and I'm better for it. So you're just going to be bitter forever. I'm not bitter. I'm free. There's a difference. Calla, please get out of my studio, and don't come back. You don't mean that. Yes, I do. You had your chance. You threw it away. Now, I'm throwing you away. Leave. He stared at me, realized I was serious. You'll regret this. The only thing I regret is wasting 2 years on you. He left, door slamming behind him. I stood there, shaking, hands trembling, heart racing. The office door opened. Tessa stepped out. She'd been in the back room, heard everything. Damn. That was incredible. You were here the whole time. I came in through the back. Was going to surprise you. Then I heard his voice and stayed hidden. Sorry, but also not sorry because that was amazing. I can't believe I just did. That you just proved you're stronger than he ever was. How do you feel? Terrified, and powerful, and shaky. That's adrenaline. Come on, we're getting lunch. My treat. That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because I regretted what I'd said, but because I kept replaying it. The look on his face. The realization that I meant it. That I was done. 7 months ago, I would have begged him to come back. Now I'd thrown him out. Something had shifted. Deep, fundamental. I didn't need his approval anymore. Didn't want his validation. Didn't care about his opinion. I'd built something he couldn't touch. Couldn't diminish. Couldn't take from me. My work, my reputation, my success. Mine. 2 weeks later, an envelope arrived. Hand-delivered, invitation. Heavy cardstock, elegant printing. Houston Arts Gala. Annual fundraiser. June 15th. River Oaks Country Club. Sawyer Studios has been selected as the official event photographer. Please confirm attendance. Official photographer. Not guest. Professional. I called the number listed. Event coordinator answered. Yes, Miss Sawyer, We've seen your work. Very impressed. The gala hosts 400 guests, Houston's arts community, gallery owners, museum board members, corporate sponsors. We need comprehensive coverage. 6 hours. How much? I did quick math. 6 hours. High-profile event. Networking opportunity. $20,000. Silence. Then, deal. Contract coming via email. I hung up, stared at my phone. $20,000. One event. Tessa walked in. What's wrong? You look shocked. I just booked the Houston Arts Gala. $20,000. The gala. That's huge. Everyone who matters will be there. I know. Wait. Her face changed. Jasper's Gallery sponsors that event every year. My stomach dropped. What? Reed Gallery. They're one of the primary sponsors. He'll definitely be there. Should I cancel? Hell no. You show up, you do your job, you prove you're professional, that you're successful, that you don't need him, you make him watch you work. That feels vindictive. No. That feels like justice. I had 3 weeks to prepare. I bought a new outfit, black, professional, not revealing, not hiding, just confident. I hired Lily for the full night. Second shooter, backup equipment. I made shot lists, planned coverage, prepared for everything. The night before the gala, Tessa came over. Nervous, terrified. Why? Because he'll be there. Because his mother will be there. Because I'll have to see them and act professional. You will act professional. Because you are professional. This is work, not revenge, not confrontation. Just work. What if he tries to talk to me? Then you politely say you're working and walk away. You're not there for him. You're there for your job. Remember that. The morning of the gala, I woke up early, checked equipment, packed everything, double-checked, drove to the venue. River Oaks Country Club. Massive, beautiful, intimidating. Set up early, found best angles, tested lighting. Lily arrived, ready. Guests started arriving at 6 p.m. I worked camera up, shooting, professional. Captured arrivals, candids, group shots, details. At 7 p.m., I saw him, Jasper, navy suit, Diana next to him, both scanning the room. They hadn't seen me yet. I kept working, moved to different angle, stayed focused, but my hands shook slightly. Lily noticed. You okay? Yeah, just keep shooting. I watched him through my camera, talking to donors, smiling, playing the charming gallery owner. Diana held court, elegant, commanding, cold. They were in their element. This was their world. But I wasn't a guest trying to fit in anymore. I was working, professional, paid to be here. That made all the difference. At 8 p.m., Diana saw me. Her eyes widened, then narrowed. She whispered something to Jasper. He turned, looked directly at me. Our eyes met across the room. I lifted my camera, took his photo, professional, detached, then moved on to the next shot. Like he was just another face in the crowd. Because he was. The gala was in full swing by 400 guests. Champagne flowing, orchestra playing, Houston's elite networking. I moved through the crowd with my camera. Invisible, but essential. That's what event photographers are. Present but unseen. Documenting but not participating. I preferred it that way tonight. Lily covered the east side of the ballroom. I took the west. We communicated via text. Got the museum director's speech. You good? Good. Moving to cocktail area. Professional, efficient, focused. I shot a couple dancing, a group laughing, the mayor talking to donors. Then I felt eyes on me. Diana, 20 feet away, staring. She whispered to the woman next to her. Both looked at me. The woman's eyebrows raised. I kept shooting, didn't acknowledge them. Diana moved closer, deliberate, calculated. Calla, what a surprise. I lowered my camera. Mrs. Reed, I didn't realize you'd be here. Are you a guest? She knew I wasn't. She'd seen my camera, my equipment bag, my working. I'm the event photographer. Oh, her smile was sharp. How ... enterprising. Still taking pictures, I see. Still running a successful business. Yes, business. She said it like it was cute, quaint. How lovely. Jasper mentioned you'd opened some sort of studio in Montrose, wasn't it? Such a bohemian area. It suits my work. I'm sure it does. She sipped her champagne, looked me up and down. You look well. Have you been taking care of yourself? Eating better, exercising. There it was. The knife. Same as always. 7 months ago, that would have destroyed me. Now it was just pathetic. Excuse me, Mrs. Reed. I have work to do. I walked away. Mid-conversation. Didn't wait for her response. Behind me, I heard her voice, louder, performative. Well, some people never learn manners. I kept walking, kept shooting. She didn't matter anymore. At 9 p.m., the event director took the stage. Microphone, spotlight, prepared speech. Thank you all for attending our 15th annual Houston Arts Gala. Tonight, we celebrate the artists, galleries, and creative professionals who make our city vibrant. Applause. I shot the crowd. Wide angle, captured the room. We're grateful to our sponsors, Reed Gallery, as always, for their generous support. More applause. Jasper stood, waved. Diana beamed. I zoomed in, captured his face. Professional documentation. Through my lens, he looked smaller somehow, less impressive. Just a man in a suit. Nothing special. And we're honored to have Houston's rising photography talent documenting tonight's event. Sawyer Studios, led by the incredibly talented Calla Sawyer, whose work has been featured in Forbes, Houston Chronicle, and Texas Monthly this year. Wait, what? Applause. Louder now, people turning, looking for me. I froze. The director continued. Calla's commercial photography has transformed how Houston businesses present themselves. Her editorial work challenges conventions, and her dedication to her craft is unmatched. Let's give her a round of applause. The room erupted, 400 people clapping. For me, I stood there, camera in hand, shocked. Lily grabbed my arm. Wave. They're clapping for you. I raised my hand. Small wave, awkward but genuine. Across the room, Jasper stared. Face pale, jaw tight. Diana's smile had vanished, replaced by something cold, bitter. They were watching me receive recognition, applause, validation, from their world, their people, their event, and they couldn't do anything about it. After the speech, people approached me. Your work is incredible. Do you have a card? I need a photographer for our product launch. Are you available? Can we schedule a consultation? I handed out cards, took names, made connections. Professional networking, organic, genuine. One woman, 50-something, elegant, pulled me aside. I'm Rebecca Lawson. I run the marketing department at Memorial Hermann Hospital. We need a photographer for our annual report. $50,000 budget. Interested? Absolutely perfect. I'll have my assistant reach out Monday. $50,000. One project, I was going to throw up, or cry, or scream. I did none of those things. Just smiled. Said thank you. Took her card. Lily appeared. Holy shit. Did she just offer you $50,000? Language. We're working. Sorry. But seriously, you're killing it tonight. We're killing it. You're doing half the work. Yeah, but you're getting all the glory. As you should. At 10 p.m., Jasper cornered me near the bar. I was changing memory cards. Vulnerable, distracted. Calla, I looked up. He was close. Too close. I'm working, Jasper. I heard your name announced. Saw everyone clapping. You've done well for yourself. Thank you. I mean it. I'm impressed. Okay, can we talk? After the event. Just coffee. Catch up. No, why not? Because we have nothing to discuss. You ended our relationship 7 months ago. I've moved on. So should you. I made a mistake. I've told you that. How many times do I have to apologize? You don't. Because I don't care anymore. Your apology doesn't change anything. Doesn't undo the damage. doesn't make me want you back. So that's it. 2 years together mean nothing. They meant something, once, but you destroyed that. With your words, your cowardice, your cruelty. I'm not angry anymore, Jasper. I'm just indifferent. Indifferent. Yes, you don't hurt me. You don't affect me. You're just someone I used to know. Someone I've moved past. His face reddened. You've changed. No, I just stopped pretending. Stopped shrinking myself to fit your expectations. Stopped needing your approval. That's not change. That's growth. I don't believe you're over this. Over us. Believe what you want. It doesn't matter to me. I walked away. Left him standing there. My hands were steady. My voice had been calm. My heart wasn't racing. I meant what I said. I was indifferent. That was the truest victory. 11 p.m. Event winding down. Guests leaving. I was packing equipment. Vanessa found me. Hadn't seen her all night. Calla, can we talk? I'm working, I know. Just 1 minute. Please. I sighed. Nodded. I'm sorry. For everything. For my family. For not defending you better. For staying silent when I should have spoken up. Vanessa, we've had this conversation, I know. But seeing you here tonight. Successful. Confident. Working while Jasper watches. It made me realize how strong you are. And how weak we all were. I don't blame you. You tried. Not hard enough. But I want you to know, I'm proud of you. What you've built. Who you've become. You're incredible. Thank you. And Jasper. He's miserable. Has been for months. Regrets everything. But it's too late, isn't it? Way too late. Good. You deserve better. So much better. She hugged me. Quick. Genuine. Then left. I finished packing. Lily helped load the car. That was the craziest night ever, she said. Good crazy or bad crazy? Good, definitely good. You were amazing. So professional. So calm. Even when his family was lurking. I had a job to do. That was the only thing that mattered. We drove back to the studio. Unloaded equipment. Sat in the empty space. 2 a.m. Exhausted. Exhilarated. Want to see something? I asked. Sure. I pulled up my camera. Scrolled through the photos. Found one. Jasper. Watching me receive applause. Face frozen. Realizing he'd lost something he couldn't get back. Are you keeping that? Lily asked. No, I'm deleting it. Why? Because he doesn't deserve space on my memory card. Or in my memory. I pressed delete. Gone. Now let's look at the good shots. We reviewed photos. 400 images. Beautiful, professional, perfect. This was the work that would build my reputation, my future, my life. Not him, not his opinion, not his validation. Just my work. Monday morning, my inbox exploded. 23 inquiries. From gala attendees. From people who'd heard my name announced. All wanted quotes, consultations, bookings. I spent the entire day responding, scheduling, quoting. By end of day, 6 new bookings, combined value, $90,000. Tessa called House the Aftermath. Insane, good insane. I booked $90,000 today. What? From one event. From being recognized. Publicly. At the right event. With the right people watching. I'm coming over. We're celebrating again. That night, Tessa brought champagne. Real champagne. Expensive. To the Houston Arts Gala. To public recognition. To Jasper Reed watching you win. I didn't do it for him, I know. But he watched anyway. And that's delicious. We drank, laughed, talked about the future. What's next? Tessa asked. Keep building, keep growing. Maybe hire another assistant. Maybe get a bigger studio. Maybe just keep doing what I'm doing but better. You're going to need a bigger studio. At this rate, you'll outgrow Montrose in a year. Maybe, but I like Montrose. It's home, for now. But Calla, you're not a small studio anymore. You're becoming something bigger, better, recognized. It's scary, it's supposed to be, but you're doing it anyway. That's what makes you incredible. 3 days after the gala, I got an email from Houston Chronicle, Arts Section Editor, Ms. Sawyer, We'd like to feature you in our Houston's Rising Creatives series. Would you be available for an interview and photo shoot? We're profiling 10 artists, photographers, designers who are shaping Houston's cultural landscape. I read it 3 times. Houston Chronicle. Major publication. Profile feature. I responded, I'd be honored. When works for you. The interview happened 1 week later. Photographer came to my studio. Writer asked questions. What drives you? The work. The challenge? The chance to tell stories through images. You've had remarkable growth this year. What changed? I thought about it. How honest should I be? I stopped waiting for permission. Stopped playing small. Started charging what I'm worth. And built something I'm proud of. Any challenges along the way? Always. But challenges make you stronger, if you let them. What's next for Sawyer Studios? Growth, sustainability, building a legacy. Not just for me, but for the clients I serve, and the assistants I mentor. The article came out 2 weeks later. Full page, color photos, quotes, studio images. Calla Sawyer, the photographer redefining Houston's commercial landscape. My phone didn't stop ringing for 3 days. 8 months after the engagement dinner that destroyed me, I was thriving. Studio booked solid for 6 months. Revenue projected at $250,000 for the year. Instagram, 15,000 followers. Team, 2 assistants now. Lily plus another student named Marcus. Reputation, established, respected, growing, and Jasper. Jasper was irrelevant. I'd seen him once since the gala. At a coffee shop, he'd looked away, pretended not to see me. I hadn't cared. Diana had stopped by the studio, unannounced, one afternoon. I'd like to book you for the gallery's anniversary event. I'm not available. You haven't even checked your calendar. I'm never available for Reed Gallery. Have a good day, Mrs. Reed. She'd left, furious, humiliated. It had felt exactly as good as I'd hoped. That night, I sat in my studio alone, looked at everything I'd built, equipment, client list, reputation, future, all of it mine. Built from heartbreak, from rejection, from being told I wasn't good enough. I pulled out my camera, set it on the tripod, timer mode, stood in the center of my studio, arms crossed, confident, strong. The camera clicked. I looked at the photo, really looked. The woman in that image wasn't the same woman who'd cried in her car 8 months ago. She was harder, stronger, surer. She'd been broken, then rebuilt, better than before. And she was just getting started. 1 year after the engagement dinner that destroyed me, I stood in a penthouse suite in downtown Houston, floor-to-ceiling windows, city skyline, sunset painting everything gold. I was here for a photo shoot, not as the photographer, as the subject. Texas Monthly. Cover story. Houston's creative entrepreneurs under 40. Well, 40, but close enough. The photographer adjusted lighting. Makeup artist touched up my face. Stylist smoothed my dress. Black fitted, size 16, same size I'd always been. But now it didn't matter. Never really had. Calla chin up slightly. Perfect. Hold that. Click, click, click. Beautiful. These are incredible. You're a natural. I laughed. I'm usually on the other side of the camera. Then you know how hard this is. You're making my job easy. The interview had happened the week before. Writer named Sarah, 30s. Sharp questions. Tell me about Sawyer Studios. How did it start? A year ago, after a personal setback, I needed to prove something to myself. So I built something that couldn't be taken away. What kind of setback? The kind that breaks you, then forces you to rebuild stronger. You've grown exponentially. $250,000 in revenue, first year. Projected $400,000 this year. What's the secret? No secret. Just work. Consistency. Refusing to undervalue myself. And surrounding myself with people who believe in me. Speaking of people, you've hired 3 full-time staff now. That's significant growth. Lily, Marcus, and Jordan. Best decision I made. They're not just employees. They're team, family. What's next for you? I'd thought about this. Really thought sustainability. Not just financial. Emotional. I want to build something that lasts, that matters. Not just for profit, but for impact. That's refreshing. Most entrepreneurs focus solely on scale. Scale is easy, meaning is hard. I'm choosing hard. The magazine came out 2 weeks later, October, my face on the cover. Confident, smiling, real. Headline, Calla Sawyer, the photographer who built an empire from heartbreak empire was generous. But the sentiment was right. I'd built something from nothing. From pain. From rejection. And it was mine. Tessa hosted a cover reveal party. My studio, 50 people, clients, friends, team, everyone cheering, champagne, cake, with my magazine cover printed on it. Speech, someone yelled. I grabbed a glass, tapped it, room quieted. Thank you, all of you, for believing in me, for trusting me with your stories, your brands, your moments. A year ago, I was broken, humiliated, told I wasn't good enough, that I was too fat to be loved, that I didn't belong in certain spaces. Silence. Heavy, listening. But here's what I learned. Worth isn't given, it's claimed. Success isn't permission, it's action. And love. Real love. It starts with loving yourself, not your body, not your appearance, but your soul, your work, your character. I learned to love myself. And that changed everything. Applause, loud, genuine. Tessa hugged me. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of me too. Finally, the magazine feature brought more attention. Podcasts wanted interviews. Business journals requested profiles. Universities invited me to speak. I said yes to some. No to others. Selective, intentional. One invitation stood out. TEDx Houston. The power of rebuilding. I accepted, spoke to 300 people, told my story. The dinner, the rejection, the reconstruction. When someone tells you you're not enough, you have two choices. Believe them, or prove them wrong. I chose wrong, and it was the best decision I ever made. Standing ovation, 3 minutes. People crying. Strangers hugging me after. One woman, maybe 30, grabbed my hand. Thank you. I needed to hear this. I'm going through a divorce. Thought my life was over. You showed me it's just beginning. It is. Trust me. The beginning is terrifying, but so worth it. 13 months after the breakup, Jasper tried one last time, email, along. Disparate Calla, I've been following your success. The magazine cover. The TEDx talk. Everything. I'm so proud of you. I know I don't have the right to say that. But I am. I was wrong. About everything. About you. About us. About what matters. I let my mother control me. Let fear dictate my choices. I destroyed the best thing in my life. I know it's too late. I know you've moved on. But I needed you to know, I'm sorry. Truly, deeply sorry. Not because you're successful now, but because I hurt you when you were vulnerable. Because I made you question your worth when I should have been building you up. You deserved better. You always did. I hope you're happy. I hope you found someone who sees what I couldn't. And I hope someday you can forgive me. Not for my sake. For yours. So you can fully let go. I'll always regret losing you. Always. Jasper, I read it twice. Felt, nothing. No anger, no satisfaction, no pain, just indifference. Pure, complete. I didn't respond. Deleted the email. Tessa asked about it later. Did he reach out? Yeah, email, apology, the works. What did you say? Nothing. Deleted it. Good, he doesn't deserve your energy. Not even to reject him. Exactly. 15 months post-breakup. I moved studios. Bigger space. Still Montrose, but 3 times the size. 2 shooting areas. Dedicated editing suite. Small conference room. Staff office. Real, professional, growing. The old studio had been 900 square feet. This was 2,700. Rent jumped to $3,500 a month. But revenue justified it. I was billing $40,000 a month now. Consistently. Staff of 5. Full-time team. Health benefits, retirement matching. Sawyer Studios wasn't just me anymore. It was an organization. That was terrifying and incredible. One evening, working late, editing photos, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello, Kaya. It's Vanessa. Hey, everything okay? Yeah, just ... wanted to check in, see how you're doing. Saw the magazine cover. You look amazing. Thanks. I mean it. Not just the photo, but you, your energy, your confidence. It's inspiring. I appreciate that. Can I tell you something? Off the record? Sure. Jasper's a mess. Has been for over a year. He broke up with someone 3 months ago. Nice woman, pretty thin. Exactly what my mother wanted. Lasted 6 weeks. Why are you telling me this? Because he finally admitted why. Said she wasn't you. Said nobody is you. That he destroyed the only woman who ever really saw him. And he knows he can never fix it. Vanessa, I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad, or to get you to forgive him. I'm telling you because you won. Completely, not just professionally, but emotionally. You moved on, built something incredible, found peace, and he's stuck, haunted by what he threw away. That's justice. I don't need him to suffer. I know. That's what makes you better than us. You never wanted revenge. Just freedom. And you got it. After she hung up, I sat with that. Jasper was miserable. Diana was bitter. Their perfect image had cracks, and I was happy. Genuinely happy. Not because they suffered, but because I'd healed. That was the real victory. 18 months after the worst night of my life, I did something I never thought I'd do. I went on a date. His name was David, 42 architect. Met him at a networking event. Kind eyes, easy smile, no games, no pretense. We had dinner, Italian Montrose, talked for 3 hours. He asked about my work. Actually listened. Asked follow-up questions. Didn't mention my weight, my appearance, my image. Just wanted to know who I was, what I cared about, what made me laugh. At the end, can I see you again? Yeah, I'd like that. He didn't push, didn't assume, just smiled. Great, I'll call you. He did. 2 days later, we went out again, then again, and again. It wasn't serious yet, maybe never would be. But it was healthy, easy, right? I told Tessa, I think I'm dating someone. What? Tell me everything. His name is David. He's an architect. He's kind, normal, no red flags. Does he know about Jasper? Generally, I told him I'd been engaged, that it ended badly. He didn't pry. Just said he was glad I was ready to try again. I like him already. Me too. That's the scary part. It's supposed to be scary, but Kala, you're ready. You're healed. You know your worth now. You won't settle. That makes all the difference. 2 years after the engagement dinner, I was invited back to the Houston Arts Gala. Not as the photographer, as a guest. Honored attendee, Houston's Creative Visionary Award. Award ceremony, recognition, speech. I almost said no. Too many memories, too much history, but Tessa convinced me. You're not going as Jasper's ex-fiancé, you're going as Kala Sawyer. Successful entrepreneur, award recipient. Go, accept your recognition. Show them who you are now. I went. Black dress. Elegant. Confident. David came as my date. First public appearance together. The room was the same. River Oaks Country Club. Same people. Same elegance. But I was different, completely. I walked in, head high, hand in David's, smiling. Diana was there. Saw me. Looked away quickly. Jasper wasn't. Vanessa told me later he'd declined his invitation. Couldn't face seeing me. The award presentation happened at 9 p.m. This year's Creative Visionary Award goes to Kala Sawyer. In just 2 years, Kala has revolutionized commercial photography in Houston. Her work appears in national publications. Her studio employs a diverse team, and her commitment to mentoring emerging photographers has created opportunities for dozens of young creatives. Kala's story from setback to triumph embodies the resilience and innovation we celebrate tonight. Applause. Louder than last year. I walked to the stage, accepted the Crystal Award. Heavy, beautiful, real. Stood at the microphone. 400 people watching. Thank you. This is surreal. 2 years ago, I attended this event as a photographer, documenting others' achievements. Tonight, I'm here as a recipient. That transformation didn't happen by accident. It happened through work. Through refusing to accept someone else's definition of my worth. Through building something that mattered. Not just to me, but to the people I serve. To the team one employ. To the community I'm part of. This award isn't mine alone. It belongs to everyone who believed in me, who gave me chances, who saw potential when I couldn't see it myself. Thank you. And to anyone here who's struggling, who's been told they're not enough, who's facing rejection or heartbreak or failure, know this. You are enough. Your worth isn't determined by others' opinions. Your success isn't limited by others' expectations. Build something that matters. Claim your space. And never, ever let anyone make you feel small. Thank you. Standing ovation. 5 minutes. People crying. Strangers approaching me after. That was powerful. You inspired me. Can we take a photo together? I took photos, shook hands, smiled genuinely. David stood back, watching, proud. When the crowd cleared, he hugged me. You're incredible. I'm just me. Exactly. And that's incredible. That night, driving home, David asked, "Do you ever miss him?" Jasper. Yeah. No. I miss who I thought he was. The version I created in my head. But the real him, no, I don't miss cowardice, or cruelty, or conditional love. Good, because you deserve better. You know that, right? I do now. Took a while, but I do. 2 years and 3 months after Jasper Reed told me I was too fat to be loved, I sat in my studio. Late night, editing photos. City lights outside my window. My team had gone home. Office quiet. Just me and my work. I looked at the magazine cover framed on my wall. The awards on my shelf. The client testimonials posted on Instagram. Then I looked at myself in the black monitor screen. Reflection. Real, honest. Same body Jasper had rejected. Same face Diana had judged. Same woman they'd dismissed, but different. Fundamentally different. Because I'd learned something they never could. Worth isn't measured by others' standards. Success isn't defined by others' approval. Love isn't earned by shrinking yourself. I'd built an empire. Not from revenge. But from resilience. I'd proven them wrong. Not for their benefit, but for mine. And now I was free. Free from their opinions. Their judgments. Their cruelty. Free to be exactly who I was. Without apology. Without shame. Without doubt. Jasper had said I was too fat to be loved. What he didn't understand is that real love starts with loving yourself. And I finally did. Not because I changed my body, but because I changed my mind. About my worth. About my power. About what I deserved. I deserved everything I built. Every client. Every award. Every moment of success. Not because of my weight, or my appearance, or anyone's approval. But because of my work, my character, my refusal to quit. Some people spend their lives seeking validation. I spent mine earning my own respect. And that made all the difference.